Okay, so right into it, straight into it, Sarah.
Let's go.
Firstly, congratulations on your national award this year, 2019, CFO Firm of the Year. Pretty awesome.
Thank you so much. It was actually a real big moment for me. It was a great night, and the whole team, we were all really proud.
Yeah, and you should be too. Well done, thoroughly deserved.
Thank you.
What does business advisory mean to you?
So look, at Hot Toast, we take quite a holistic approach to business advisory. When we initially meet with clients, the first thing that we kind of sit down with our people and do is really get to understand the business, understand the strategy of the business, exactly what drives them and where they want to be. And for us, that's one of the most important conversations that we have, because everything from there leads into the advisory piece that we give our people. So until we understand exactly where they want to go, how they want to leverage that, then we can kind of look at the advisory piece. And we're really big on not just looking from a financial lens, but also going, okay, well, what does this mean in terms of the sales department and the marketing department, and leveraging that into an external environment? So, it's not just the financial piece. It's an element of it. We're really lucky that obviously we have all that expertise and we can leverage that. But then it's how do we use that in terms of the whole business?
Excellent. Lovely. And I guess that's a segue into my next question, because you kind of started to answer that. And that is, what does your company do, and how does that help your clients beyond, maybe just the numbers, I guess?
Yeah, so look, Hot Toast services its clients from the bookkeeping up to the CFO level. So what we try to do is really provide an outsourced finance function for our people that they probably wouldn't get at a bigger level. Well, a bigger company does get, but they wouldn't get at the smaller levels. So we only also focus on the creative industries. So 95% of our clientele are made up of production companies and agencies, so digital and design agencies. And the reason that we do that is because I love it. I love the industry, but I also think that what it does is it gives us a better position to advise our clients. I'm always out there. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to industry thought leaders. I go to industry events. Any kind of information that's out there in the industry that I can bring back to my clients and share with our team, and then we can help leverage their strategy, I am all in on that. So we're very active in the industry, and that's how we kind of support our clients. What we really, really ensure that we do with our clients is make sure that we have a lot of touch points, whether that's via Slack or getting on the phone, but also in those CFO meetings. So we really make sure that we have either monthly or quarterly meetings with our clients, so that we can kind of touch base, keep them accountable, and then kind of work through that strategy with them, which our clients absolutely love.
Very good. I appreciate that. And I think that we'll come back to that later in terms of having you out on stage with us talking about the power of niching and scaling your business. Yeah, and it's so true. As you know, business advisors are better for being business owners and having their own, licking their own wounds and their own lessons learned and so forth. What's been your most valuable lesson as a business owner?
Look, I think there's been a couple of valuable business lessons. I think it's really kind of switching off and also, focusing on my team, focusing on the right people that I want to work with, and that want to work with the industry. We've had a few wins and a few misses on that, but it's all been a really great process. Also investing in my people. I'm only as good as the people around me, and they allow me to do what I need to do out there in terms of the advisory space, but it's also encouraging them in a way that they are achieving and working towards what they need to do. And I feel like, we have a happy team and we have a fulfilled team, and they're all working towards, what they want to as well. Then it just makes the whole company a better place.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's reassuring for others too, our viewers, because building a team is as much a trial and error reality as it is something that ultimately leverages you and elevates you to doing the work you want to do eventually. You know, you've got to have some trial and error. You're not going to get it right every time.
Yeah, 100%. But also when you're advising your clients, you know, you go through exactly the same process that they go through, you know. In the agency world, it is so hard to find good people, you know. So I'm advising my clients on exactly the same process that I'm going through. You know, how do we find good people? How do we create stickiness? You know, how do we leverage that so that, you know, that we get buy-in from our team? You know, if there's no buy-in, then it's all over. You know, if I don't get buy-in from the clients and if I don't get buy-in from the team, then, you know, we can't do what we do well.
Yeah, absolutely. And tell me about your own style, you know, in terms of what works for you and your own approach.
Yeah.
Why are you...
Oh, sorry, I lost you there. But my own style with my team, I'm super collaborative. I'm obviously, you know, we have people all over Australia. So for us, it's all about communication. Communication's always been key for me. It's always been about the people and about people's stories. So with my own personal style, with how I treat clients, I'm always contacting them. I'm always checking in with them just because I have an interest in what they're doing. I mean, it's easy to be personable and it's easy to connect with people when you genuinely care what they do. And I absolutely do. So, that's with my team as well.
Yeah, and that's a great point, isn't it? Because if you're invested in a niche market, it makes it, or let's say you're passionate about property investment as an accountant, and so being in that space, you're gonna own it, live it, enjoy it, and be more present, aren't you? Yeah.
Absolutely. And, you know, people always say, you know, how do I start potentially looking for a niche? And that's always the first thing that I say to them. Like, what do you enjoy? What do you love? What are your passions? And I say to people, you know, look at your client list as it stands at the moment. And I would wager that you've already got some version of specialization going in there. You know, like people attract like people, and you tend to gravitate towards the people that, you know, interest you and grow you. So, so that's what we do here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. Okay. And in terms of your own culture, what's the sort of culture that you are fostering and nurturing and building at Hot Toast?
Yeah, so in terms of the culture, look, like I said, it's really collaborative. It's all about making sure that everyone's on the path that they want to be, that aligns with the overall company strategy. And I think that also comes back to hiring the right people and getting, as I mentioned, the right people on the bus and getting buy-in from everybody. So look, we're really supportive of each other. It's all about training, also building up their skill sets, not just in a technical capacity, but also with clients. You know, advisory is one of those things. It's a little bit more difficult to scale an advisory firm versus a compliance firm. And all of it, you know, and for us, that means that, you know, that knowledge sharing that kind of goes through down our team needs to be spot on. And we only get that, you know, with giving them exposure to the kind of conversations and the meetings that I have. And so I'm kind of building the team out that way.
Yeah. Thank you. And our quirky question. So looking back, reflecting on all of you that you've learned so far, if you had your time over again and could rewind and rewrite a particular part of the script of your business or your life, is there anything you'd do differently?
I'm going to give the standard answer and say I'm not sure that I would, because I'm a big believer in, you know, your failures kind of accumulate to make the person that you are today. You know, just fail fast and learn from the experience. I would, however, on a personal note, I would say I am always looking for the next thing in terms of, okay, grow. I would say if I could rewind a little bit, I'd probably just make sure I'd pause in those more significant moments and just take stock and go, you know what, I'm actually, you know, we're smashing it. We're doing really well. And I think sometimes everyone needs to kind of do that, you know, and just take stock and realize, you know, we're doing really well. So, yeah.
That's such a good point, because along the way, if you really do have a legitimate vision of what you want to achieve, and we often forget what we've actually achieved along the way, because yesterday's news is, oh, well, you know, that was then. But in fact, as our self-esteem becomes more comfortable, our self-confidence becomes more comfortable with our journey and what we have achieved,
Yeah.
it's a big mistake, particularly professional services industries, you know, of all kinds. That they don't stop and smell the roses and say, hey, you know, we need to recognise this as kind of like a mini milestone,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
Now it's great this year because you've got a really significant award to help you recognise that. But in fact, I totally agree. You go back and there's other things along the way, you know, cracking your first quality CFO engagement agreement, you know.
Exactly. And it's all, you know, it's about that kind of enjoy the process, you know. Yes, I know we're all focused on the outcome and where we want to go to, but enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, you know. And that's what that's what I tell myself, you know, 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I think that this is a big challenge for the more traditional 1 to 3 partner accounting firm out there on the compliance side, because are they really enjoying it? As, you know, if they were honest about that, you know, there needs to be more enjoyment. You know, dare I say, there is a little bit of depression in the profession. That's something I struggle to try and address with our, you know, right across Australia. Okay, now, quick question for you.
Yes.
We obviously haven't revealed too many secrets about what your contribution is planned to be for Accountants Big Day Out, which is coming up fairly soon in 5 cities around Australia. I've got 2 questions on that. Number one, could you give us a hint for those that attend on some of the cool things you might be sharing with them without giving it away?
You're telling me not to talk here, John. Okay. I will keep it as brief as, look, what I really want to do with the Accountants Big Day Out when I talk to you guys is really kind of give you an insight and open the doors of exactly how Hot Toast operates. You know, we don't operate like a traditional accounting firm, given that we kind of work in that outsourced function space. So what we want to do is go, well, this is how we operate. This is who we focus on, you know, and this is the benefits that you can get out of it. You know, I want to share with you exactly why I love what I do, and how it kind of, you know, moves into kind of giving kind of that higher level advisory services to our clients, so that, you know, they kind of can push forward and be where they need to be and hit their strategy, but also, you know, why we continue to do what we do at Hot Toast. So, you know, come along. It's going to be great. That's all I'm going to say. Just come along and join us.
Yeah, well said. Thank you very much. And the final twist on that is there is a rumor that I might be announcing an international massive 1 location event for 2020 instead of a national roadshow in Australia. Do you think that was in a really awesome venue somewhere in the UK or the States that we might be able to drag you away to be part of that?
Absolutely. Why not? I'd absolutely love to be there, you know. I love what you guys do, and I think it's going to be and it's really valuable for the industry. So absolutely.
Well, so stay tuned on that one. So thank you so much. It'd be great to have you on the road with us. Thank you for your time today on the Business Advisory Show. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Lawrance, well done.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.